Hello and welcome to another YachtBuyer 360 tour. Today we're going to be looking at the Galeon 640 Fly. Starting back here at the aft end, you've got the teak bathing platform, and what's really nice is you've got the nosing that runs down over the end of the platform. That looks really classy. It's got a built-in ladder too, so as the platform goes down you get some steps running down into the water. There's only access up the starboard side of the transom into the cockpit, and that's allowed them to push this seating right over to the port side. And I should mention, if you're unfamiliar with these tours, you have control of what you're looking at. You can grab the screen with your mouse or your finger, tilt a tablet or phone, you can look in any direction and look wherever you want around the boat as we go through. Now, they've made some changes recently, and one of them is that they have completely changed the deck head here, which I think looks really good. I've not seen this effect before, really, certainly on the boat in this sector. So you have the wood and the metal inserts, which looks really good, and you've got a nice big cockpit as well. I'm going to push forward because there are people coming on board. As I said, we're at our boat show, so we've always got to work around visitors, and we'll come back to that. Now, one of the key features on any Galeon now really is that you've got platforms on both sides, this time with glass in them, so you can stand over and see through to the water, and obviously you can set up the bar area on this port side as well. This tucks away, and you can see that door there that slides across to seal it off when it's not in use. Keep moving forward. Up the side deck, where we get to the foredeck. And something unique about this boat is the walk-through windscreen. You may see that on catamarans. You very rarely see that on monohulls, certainly in this sector. So you can walk straight through the middle and into the saloon, or come very easily out of the saloon onto this foredeck. It's such a great setup. And this is all really flexible as well, because there's buttons down here, so you can move these entire units forward and aft. You can see there's a brake here, but you push a button and that unit will slide much further forward, so you have a bigger walkway through here, or you can pull it back so it joins that seat, and then they're all connected and you have an L-shaped lounge. High-low tables as well, so you can adjust the height of those. They've really perfected this. It's such a flexible area, and glass in the middle as well, so there's loads of light in that forward cabin. Brilliant stuff from Galeon. They really do think outside the box. Let's head back, and I think while it's clear we'll stay in deck and go up to the Flybridge. You see we've got the balcony on the starboard side as well, and this one's got these lovely stools over there. You can see the other balcony connects with the galley, so it creates a proper bar area where you can serve drinks and food, and you can just see the sliding door, so these gaps can be completely closed off when the boat's moving along. Have a closer look at the cockpit now. It's a bit emptier. So as I was saying, nice big table. Really like the furniture detail on this boat. These chairs look lovely. And you've got great protection, because as well as the overhang, you've got the blind that drops down as well, so you've got a bit of privacy and a bit of shade if the sun's blaring into the back of the boat. This boat's got this wet bar barbecue here. Really nice big grill. Great to be able to serve guests in the cockpit from a barbecue. Of course, you can cook inside the galley, and that's nice and close, but if you want to have a barbecue down here, well, they've got a really good setup. You've got some storage underneath where I'm told you can add a fridge if you want to, but as I said, you've got cooling inside. In fact, the fridge and freezer are just there, so you're nice and close to everything. I'll have a proper look at the interior when it clears out a bit. As I said, for now, let's stay on deck and we'll go and check out the Flybridge, which is a really big space. Something they did with this model is they extended, I mentioned the overhang in the cockpit, the protection. That's because the aft end of this Flybridge goes back so far. So this is really long for a boat of this size. Looks really good. Over here, you have storage. With the table right aft, that means the rest of this Flybridge is all dedicated to bar and seating. Look at that huge sweep of seating that culminates in sunpad right forward. Great living space. And then you're into the bar. I like this bar setup. You've got the stools. a sort of floating top, and everything you want in terms of serving guests. Sink, another smaller Kenyan grill, cooling space underneath, and I like the blue underlighting as well. It does feel like a proper bar area. There's also the option to have a bimini shade that shoots out to put some shade over the table back there. You know, your dining space in this arrangement is completely exposed. Ordinarily, you'd expect to have the table under the hardtop, not what they've gone for on this boat. So having the optional shade, I think, will be quite popular so that you can dine with some protection. There's storage underneath all of these seats, and right here, I suspect it's the option to have a sunroof, but they've gone for a similar finish with the teak and stainless inserts that you have in the cockpit. Maybe not as flexible as the sunroof, but it looks really good. Sunbathing space right forward, and then a double helm station up here. Those nice classy Galeon bucket seats. Quite a simple helm arrangement. So the screens are covered up now, but you've got your Volvo Penta screen, Raymarine there, your MFD, which is going to have the bulk of your information. This boat's on shafts, and you've got bow and stern thruster fitted here, and it's got the Volvo Penta engines. There is an MAN engine option. If you want to look at specs, if you want to look at performance, then go to yachtbuyer.com, search for the Galeon 640, and you'll have all of that information. And you can also compare it to your rivals. That's the Flybridge. Let's head back downstairs and check out the interior. Let's head into the saloon then. Galley aft arrangement, and as I said on deck, it aligns so well with the balconies and the bar areas. This side you can serve those bar stools. Drop down window as well, which opens up the aft end of the saloon to the cockpit. And then over on the starboard side, you've got the bar with these really comfortable looking stools. There are 5 different colour palettes you can have. Obviously this boat is very blue. There are 5 other options. If you don't like blue, you can have something else, but I just think it looks really fresh and different. Even the counters underneath the tops here, all the cabinetry is blue overhead, and some nice detailing with the stainless steel strips and the lighting. There's a TV that pops out of here, so you can watch TV out in the cockpit. And this boat's got a very trick audio system, completely hidden speakers. But I can vouch, it sounds absolutely fantastic. And the way that the aft end of the saloon and the cockpit connects is better than anything else in this sector. It is absolutely fantastic. The flow between the two areas is pretty much unmatched. It's a great living space, party area. And there's still so much to enjoy forward. And I should mention you have, of course, got your full suite of domestic appliances, induction grill, oven, and over on this side, proper domestic size fridge freezer. So you're well equipped for extended stays. Right, moving forward, another TV pops up from here, and that is opposite this really big dinette. So you've got plenty of lounging space and dining space if the weather's not great inside the boat as well. And before we get to the helm, we can just get the effect of this walk-through windscreen. It does produce big mullions. There's no avoiding that. I tried this boat a while ago, and you do, have a bit of a restricted view because they're so thick. However, the benefit is the ability to walk straight through and out into the foredeck. How cool is that? It's such a great feature that no one else is really doing. And there's a few more facilities up here as well. For example, there's a wine fridge down there, storage in this counter here, and of course the lower helm. And these fabulous helm seats, look at those. Really plush and luxurious with the Galeon emblem emblazoned in the back there. Bessonzoni, electric adjustable, really, really top quality stuff. Sort of thing you expect to see on bigger boats, really. Oh, how dare I? Must straighten that up before I continue. Helm station, a bit shiny, a bit glitzy, but that red light system will actually be very useful in the dark. So you can turn off everything else and just have the red light system on. Most of the systems are through the 2 MFDs there, but you've got a few hard switches that you can use for things like windscreen wipers, anchor winch, lighting, that sort of thing. As I mentioned, twin Volvos, top speed of around 30 knots, maybe just over. There's an MAN engine option as well, and the bow and stern thruster, as I said, upstairs. But crucially, this lower helm, with its lovely twin seats, also has a big side door. So if you are mooring from down here, you can poke your head out the side and you can easily get out onto the side deck to help with the crewing if you need to as well. So I hope you've had a chance to have a good look around the saloon. The accommodation is split on this boat. There's 3 and 4 cabin variants. We're going to start heading forward where you have, on this version, the owner's cabin. So down this nice staircase, which is nice and bright because it's open to the windscreen. And then we're into the cabin itself right forward. And the blue theme is dominant down here as well. So if you go for that colour palette, whatever colour you go for, you're going to see a lot of it. But it just looks different and nice, it's interesting. Certainly not bland, as is the Galeon way, and you can also see the lighting and the natural light coming in through these glass areas. Just fantastic. You've got blinds, of course, so you've got some privacy if people are on deck. They can't peer down and see what you're up to. Also, big slices of hull window. Natural light, not an issue. Take my word for it on that. So there is some storage when you first come down, in that little area there. A TV on this bulkhead and a bureau underneath. And then behind this blue bathroom door, you've got another hanging locker that auto illuminates, and eye-level cupboards all the way around as well. You're also a long way from the machinery space, so it should be very quiet in terms of, you know, stabiliser, generator, engines running, but you will hear water on the hull if you're on a buoy. The bathroom. Which is very nicely finished. I love this material. Marble effect, but it looks the business. Again, everything looks and feels really high quality. It's tactile, nice on the eye, nice to touch. Rain shower head, and all the little components. The bathroom wear is very classy too. They do put a lot of thought into the finish and it looks great. So that's the owner's cabin, which, as I said, has got totally private access, and that means we have to head back through the saloon. Where there's a separate staircase down to the guest cabins. So as the owner, if it's you and your kids on board, you can put guests forward in that cabin and they're totally private. Or if you want your guests to have these areas, the extra 3 cabins, and you have privacy forward, you can do that, so it's very flexible. We'll start by heading forward to the first of 3 guest cabins here. So you've got a single berth there, but you've also got a Pullman, so that drops down to create another berth, so you could sleep 2 in here. And then heading over to the port side, day head. With quite a view through that big window there. Shower and toilet here. That glazing's amazing, isn't it? And then we come to the twin. You can just see you've got the steps, the private stairway. Just intrudes a little bit over this outboard berth, but not too bad. We've got nice twin berths in there, some storage up here, and then we head amidships. Excuse me, if we head forward, losing my orientation. Oh, this is amidships, I was right the first time. We're into the VIP, or the master, depending on how you want to use the spaces. But I just love some of the detailing in here. This curved bedhead, the lamps on either side, a little walk-in storage area here. This one has got a private bathroom, of course. With rain shower head and more excellent glazing. The only thing I'm thinking is I can't see a blind. So unless that glass can auto go opaque, you're going to be on view when you're having your shower. Which is a bit of a miss, unless I'm missing something, which is entirely possible. Anyway, the view out is great. Right, let's head back outside. I know we can't get to the crew space because they've locked it for the show, but we might be able to check out the engine room. As I said, the crew space is locked for the show, but it's got 2 berths in it and a bathroom. If you go to the link in the description, you go to this boat's page on yachtbuyer.com, have a look at all the layout plans. There are loads of different layout options, and you can swipe through them at your own leisure and see how all the different orientations fit together. But I think we can sneak down this hatch and have a look in the engine room now. We come down this ladder and we are into the engine room. I've just made a couple of discoveries. One is that you can get into this engine room via the crew space, and that this boat hasn't actually got the crew space fitted. This is just lined out as a lazarette, so you don't have to have it. It's a 65 footer, so arguably could well be owner run, may not feel you need the crew space. So if you don't, then you can have it as storage. And this is obviously a moulding that needs to be here if you have the optional tender garage, because you can see this looks like the hull shape of a small boat, and that's if you have the tender option. Let's push into the actual space itself. As I said, this boat's got the Volvo Penta D13 1000s, and at 6 feet tall I can just about stand up in here, stand up straight between the engines, which is nice. It's nice and bright, nice and clean. That's the watertight door through to the crew space slash lazarette, and good clearance over the top of the engines as well. This is a good place for you to have a look around, grab the screen and have a look at what you want to. But if I poke the camera over there, you can see outboard, you can get around there relatively comfortably. You've got painted stainless fuel tanks on either side with really good access to the fuel filters on the forward bulkhead. You can only see one per engine, which is a bit of a shame. If you had two, you could switch across easily if you needed to, if one gets blocked. But yeah, it's a good space. Despite the intrusion from the tender garage or tender garage moulding, it's not bad. And you've got a generator down here as well. Yeah, good space and nicely insulated as well, so should be relatively quiet, especially when you're moving along at displacement speeds. We've got a decent range, you know, up towards 1,000 nautical miles, I believe. Right, let's head out and wrap up. There you have it, the Galeon 640 Fly. I hope you enjoyed that 360 tour. Please give us a like if you did, and let me know what you think about the boat in the comments below. As I said, if you want any more information, go to yachtbuyer.com, search for this boat, and you get all the stats, reviews, and you can compare it to its direct rivals. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer 360.